Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would do a everyday base makeup routine. I don't have one of these on my channel yet, so I thought that I'd do one just so you guys know what I do for my base makeup every day, and so I can maybe help you guys out if you're looking for some stuff to do for your face. So first what I do is I just start out with a Mary Kay moisturizer. This one is the Botanical Effects Hydrate. This is just what I have, but any moisturizer will work. I prefer to use a unscented one just because I don't want to smell the same scent the whole day, because then it'll just give me a headache and then I'll get tired of it and I'll never use it again. So I just gently apply this all over my face. And I do apply this under my eyes. And I don't apply very much at all. This is just enough to moisturize my face and to help my makeup blend out better and just kind of stick to my face. And I do not apply this on my eyelids because I don't want my eyelids to be getting oily or anything throughout the day, because my eyeshadow will slip and slide around and I don't want that to happen. And so yeah, so now what I do after I apply that moisturizer all over my face is I just take my Rodan Active Hydration Serum, and I just take, and it's just this pump. It works like this. You can just like pump it through, and then you can just close it and open it again and it'll be filled back up. So what I do is I just take it and I just apply this right here. This is where my makeup comes off the quickest, and I find that this is more tacky than my Mary Kay moisturizer, so I like to use this like in this area and on my nose, since those are the areas where my makeup comes off the fastest. So I just take my fingers and I just massage that in to my nose and just in this area right here. Okay, so now this is obviously very tacky. Like, the moisturizer is almost all the way absorbed into my skin already, and this is still super tacky, which that is what I like. Okay, so now what I do is I like to cancel out the redness in my face. So like, I get redness right here, all along my cheeks right here are red, like my forehead right in between my eyebrows are red. I just like to cancel all that stuff out. So what I do is I take my Mary Kay under eye corrector. I know this is meant for your under eyes, but I don't really need an under eye corrector, I don't think, and I don't like my under eyes to feel super heavy. So I just use this and I just take that and I just like to apply it like this, and that just covers that area. I put it in my nose and a little bit right there. Then I just do 3 lines like this for my cheek area right there, and I just apply some on my forehead like that. Cancel out any redness right there. Then I just take a little bit more and just put that on the side of my nose right there. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm just taking my Morphe x Jaclyn Hill JH03 brush, and this is just the foundation brush. I really do like this. And I take my Tarte Ready Set Radiant Skin Mist, and I just spray my brush once like this. That just gets it a little bit wet. It's just nice and moist to help blend this out. So now to blend this out, I just first like press it like that, and then I swirl this around on my face. And sometimes I do have to add more of my Tarte mist on my face around the brush just to help it blend out even more, because sometimes this concealer does not like to blend out. And I also like to stipple this into my face just to help, just like in the areas I need a little bit more coverage, which is like pretty much the areas that are red in my face. And I just blend this down my neck a little bit, and then just move on to my forehead. Okay, so now you can already see how much of a difference that little bit of concealer makes. So like this side of my face is much more even and like one tone, rather than this side of my face is really red right here and right here, and it's just not the prettiest. This is just much more even, and just that little tiny bit of concealer really makes a huge difference. Now I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side of my face. Okay, so now I just finished applying that concealer on the other side of my face. Now, as you can see, this doesn't have much coverage, but it does a lot to my face. And I would use a light coverage foundation, but I do not have one, so I just use what I have. And this actually works really, really nicely. Yeah, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my Mary Kay Perfecting Concealer in the shade Light Ivory. Now this is really light for me, which is saying a lot. So what I do is I just take the tiniest bit of this and just apply it right here on my under eye, and then just dot it like that. And as you can see, this is super, super light. This is just what I have, so I make do with what I have, and I just apply it pretty much like just right down the middle of my face, just to help highlight that a little bit. And then what I take is my JH08 brush, and this is just a concealer brush, and I just blend this out. And so after I'm done blending this out on the center of my face, what I do most days is just go back in with my foundation brush, and I just stipple over that area just to make sure everything is blended out and it's not too light right there. And I also do this in my under eye area, not a ton. I don't do it like right up close. I just do it kind of on the edges of that concealer just to make sure it's nice and blended out. Now to blend this out, I just like to swirl my brush like this, because if I go like this, I get the bristles in my eye every single time. And I find that if I do this, it doesn't like poke my eye. And this just also blended out nicely. As you can see, I don't do anything too advanced or anything that needs like a lot of skill. I just do what works. Okay, so I'm just going to take my foundation brush and I'm just going to stipple this right where I applied that concealer, just to help blend that in and make sure it's not too terribly light. And to this, sometimes I pinch the bristles like this and just press it in right there. Okay, so next it's time to set this, and I like to set this using Rodan Powder Foundation. I have the shades Light and Medium. Okay, so I use two separate brushes to set my face. So I use my JH07 brush to set my under eye area and like the highlighted points of my face, and then I like to use my JH04 brush for everything else. Okay, so I always set my under eye area and my highlighted points of my face first. And I set that using my Rodan Powder Foundation in the shade Light. Now this is not too light of a powder, and it does not add a ton of coverage to your face. This is just a light coverage foundation, so that is what I use. And as you can see, I don't, and you can probably tell this already, but I don't like a ton of coverage on my face. I like my face to be pretty natural. Okay, so now to set my under eye area, what I do is I just take a little bit of powder on my brush. I just start pressing it like this, and I just press it without completely taking my brush off of my face. Sorry, my eyes are like watering right now. I don't know why, but they are. So I'm not crying, just so you know. So next I'm doing is I'm just taking a little bit of that powder and just setting my nose, my center of my forehead, and just my chin. Okay, so now once the high points of my face and my under eye area is set, what I'm going to do is I'm just taking my JH04 brush and just dipping into my powder foundation in the shade medium and just really tapping that off so you can't even tell, and you can't even really tell that I have any powder on this. And what I'm doing is I'm just setting the rest of my face with this. Since my since my body is a lot deeper than my face, what I like to do is I just like to use a little bit of a deeper powder foundation shade than my face, just to help me look more cohesive and everything. I know this looks really crazy right now because it looks like, oh my gosh, she's putting on a shade 5 times darker than what she should be putting on, but really it looks like, but really my arm is like so tan from the summertime still, so I'm gonna keep doing it this way until my face matches my arm, which I hope never happens because my face is really pale. Okay, so next what I like to do is I just take my JH01 brush, and I know this is a really big brush, and I do love this brush, so what I do is with no product, I just go over my face like this, and this just really helps take away any extra product that I have on my face. It also helps make everything look a little bit more even. Have everything nice and set, and I made sure everything looked a little bit more natural and not super powdery on my face. What I like to do is bronze my face. So to bronze my face, what I actually use is my Morphe 39A Dare to Create palette, and I use this because it has a nice big row of face powders right here. So I use this palette to bronze and contour my face, and for bronzer I use a mix of these 3 shades right here. I use Bare, Canvas, and Sunder, I believe this shade is called. I'm not positive on this shade name of it, but if Sunder is not the correct name for this shade, I will insert that in somewhere. And please excuse my nails. This one actually came off in the shower last night, but I'm gonna fix it. So yeah, don't worry. So I just mix these 3 shades right there for my bronzer. And for my bronzer brush, I just use my JH02 brush. I know this looks really big, but it actually works nicely, and it applies my bronzer super evenly, and it blends out really nice with this brush. So I'm just mixing those 3 shades that I previously showed you, and I just start by applying using just up and down strokes like this. Then once it's mostly off of my brush, I just use circular motions to blend that out, and I don't blend this down, I blend this up. So when you see me doing this, I always blend upwards. I don't blend down, because if you blend down, it brings your kind of like weighs down your face a little bit, and that is the exact opposite thing that you want to happen. But if you do accidentally get this down too far, just take a little bit of like a setting powder that you have, like a translucent powder will work. But I just take my JH07 brush and just go like this with a little bit of powder on it, and it just really cleans up that line in case you get your bronzer blended down a little bit too far. If you don't have this palette, don't worry, you do not have to buy this palette just because I use it for my bronzer. There are a ton of bronzers out there that you can use. Like, I really want to invest in I think it might be the Benefit Hoola bronzer. I really want to get that so bad, but unfortunately I do not have the money for it right now because I have been buying other stuff such as these brushes and the Vault collection. So now once my bronzer is all nice and blended out, I just take my JH05 brush and I take my 39A palette again and I just mix this shade with this shade for my contour, and I use those two shades just because my bronzer is so like warm. I don't want my contour to also be super warm because I'm gonna have like red cheeks and I do not want to have red cheeks. So I just take a little bit of that more yellowy brown shade first. I tap this off a lot and I just start up here and just go down like this. I just use up and down strokes like this first. Then once most of the product is off my brush, I just slightly blend that upwards. And I like to hold my hair like this so that it doesn't like get in everything and make a mess. So for my highlighter, I like to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Sugar Glow Kit. And I love this palette I love this highlighter palette so much. And probably my favorite thing about the palette is that these pans, that the highlighter can actually come out of the palette. I think that's so cool and I love it so much because it's so easy. Like if you're going somewhere and you know what you're gonna do and you only need one highlighter, just take it out, put it in a Z palette, and you can go, and you don't have to carry around this big palette. Starburst and Butterscotch are definitely my two favorite shades in the palette. So for my highlighter today, I'm just going to be mixing Starburst and Butterscotch, and I just am going to lightly tap that off and then just apply this right on the top of my cheekbone. Now I did accidentally use a little bit too much today, but that is okay. You can just blend that out, and if you ever get too much highlighter, what you do is just take this I just take my JH07 brush, I just go over it like this, and this helps it not be so intense. Okay, so normally what I do next is I take my JH39 brush, and this is just a super tiny, I want to say pencil brush, but it's not really a pencil brush because it doesn't come to a point. I don't know what I'm going to call this. I think this is just like a little ballpoint brush, I guess. I don't really know. So what I take is I'm just going to mix those two shades for my highlight on my nose again. Just tap it off, and I just apply it on the tip of my nose. Then just right down the center of my nose like this. Okay, so now last but certainly not least, I think this is probably the most important step in my base makeup. So what I do is I just take my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray and I just spray this all over my face. Now what this does is it helps lock in your face makeup so that it stays where you put it all day, and it also helps your face not look too powdery. So what I do is I just take my little beauty blender, it's a blue one, I don't really know the name of this because my mom actually gave this to me, and I just press this in all over my face, and this just helps press in that setting spray and get rid of that powdery finish, and it helps your base makeup look more blended in to your skin and just natural. This is my finished base makeup. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to do my eyeshadow off camera, and I will be right back. Yeah, this is how everything turned out. I do love how it all turned out, and my face makeup looks so much more melted into my skin than it did before I started my eye makeup. Well, before I did my eyeshadow, which I love. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up and comment down below on if you think I should do a everyday natural eye makeup look, because to be completely honest with you, I never do natural eye makeup. So that'd be a very different thing for me to do, but comment down below on if you think I should, because I don't know, I'm just kind of feeling it right now. But if you guys would like to see it, please don't forget, and if you guys would like to see it, please tell me so I know that you would like to see it, so I'm not just gonna film it and do it and edit it for nothing pretty much. So yeah, and don't forget to share this video with all of your friends so that they can take up a couple tips on how to make their makeup look a little bit more natural. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, because I do upload 3 times a week, and right now it's kind of hard because I have school as well right now because I am a sophomore in high school, so I am pretty busy right now, but I do try my best to upload 3 times a week. But if I ever skip a day, I do try to upload the next day, but if I don't get to do that, then I will just continue on my normal upload schedule. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!